Kelsey Shine drop step turnaround jumper
to Scott. Scott throws it down with a right-hand slam. Kept alive by Landisburg, tips it ahead to Farrakhan. He's going to throw it down with a one-hand jam. Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico, the Virginia Athletics Foundation, the Virginia Lottery, and by UVA Health Systems.
On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly.
When you think, no, I'm doing this for these girls. We're doing this together.
Jones with daylight, races ahead across the 25 to the 15.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Joe Torchia, number 83 in the football team. We've got soccer, volleyball, cross country, and a serious look at our off-season workouts on today's show. But first, here's your Play of the Week.
You know, Simone has a wonderful serve, and when she can have rhythm of what she does, it's pretty difficult serve to pass, that's for sure. And it can run strings of points for us, what she did in that second set.
Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to the show. Our national champions men's soccer team played 2 games this week, including a big ACC matchup against Wake Forest. Let's check out the highlights.
Welcome to Klockner Stadium, home of the University of Virginia Cavaliers. Tonight they have their home conference opener hosting the Demon Deacons from Wake Forest. These teams last met in last year's College Cup semifinals. Brian Ownby's golden goal sent the Hoos to the national championship, where they would defeat Akron for the school's 6th national championship. But that was last year. This year's Cavaliers have some new faces making their own headlines.
We talked about all the tactics, we talked about everything we need to take care of. You need to make sure you have that emotional edge when you step out there, okay? Because they have it. All right, let's get ourselves charged up, and let's make sure from the start, emotionally, we're up, okay? We're not flat. We gotta go out there, we gotta play hard. First tackle, okay? First play. Okay? You gotta be, not only good soccer players and good at everything we do, getting around it, moving and connections, we gotta be up for it too, man. That means having an edge too, right? That means tackling, right? That means getting in, right? Right from the start. Virginia on 3. 1, 2, 3, Virginia!
Here's Demas. Deep ball for Bates, running onto it, has a head, and Fitzgerald makes the first save of the game.
Pretty hard-fought game. I have no problem with how hard we played and the mentality that we had. Every ACC game is like this. Our Duke game was like this down at Duke. I think we just got to get used to having that big target on our back. To be honest with you, we're getting everybody's best, and I think everybody in this conference wants a piece of us. I mean, I can go team for team. We took something from everybody last year. Everybody's going to come after us with a little bit extra. I think that's the part, that little bit extra, is that we have to learn to deal with a little bit better.
Del Bono wins it, and Wake Forest on the counter once again. Lupon to break the tie, and he's got it.
They capitalized on a mistake. They picked us off in our half of the field, and the ball took a little bit of a deflection to go in the goal, and we had a couple of chances down the stretch here, and their goalkeeper came up big, and that was the difference.
Headed down, saved by Fitzgerald. Bates with the equalizer off the crossbar. Moves the possession, and Ownby setting up Bates. Touches wide, still Bates, fires it and save.
It's a long season. This time last year, we were in worse shape than we were right now, and many of the guys were here this time last year, so we'll get through it, no problem.
Coach Bill Lazor and quarterback Mark Verica have quickly developed a strong relationship, as we see in our next story.
It's not easy, especially late in your career, having to go through a change of offense. And I've seen some guys at all levels of football, in the NFL even, have to do it. And it's hard. It's hard on young guys to have to learn, but it's also hard on experienced guys to have to change habits and learn new things. And Mark's approached it just right.
I've had my fair share of offenses since I've been here. But the thing about it is, when you've been around the game long enough, even though they're from team to team or offense to offense, there might be different concepts. A lot of it's the same thing. You know, a lot of football is pretty universal wherever you go. So just being a fifth-year guy, I think it's easier for me to make that transition because I've been asked to do that before.
Mark, you ready today? Boom, boom, boom. Good tempo day today. Good tempo day.
The things that are important is that you're persistent, that you have a single focus, and you just keep moving in that direction. Some days you look ahead and you say, man, we have a lot to do. The players have a lot to learn. But when you take a week's worth of practice or 2 weeks worth of practice and you look back and you see how far you've come, you feel like this is happening just like we want it to happen.
I think the transition's been going smoothly, and I think our offense has handled it nicely. I think we've done a good job of doing the things he's asked of us.
Just from the start, I had a tremendous respect for his knowledge of the game, and because he's such a football guy and because he's so attentive to details. And I always consider myself kind of in that same mold, and obviously he's been a great help to me for bringing me along and really helping me develop. You know, I'm obviously not at his level, but because I've had that respect for him, I think I could see early on that we'd have a positive relationship.
As long as a coach you do a good job of letting the quarterback know what's expected of him and then teaching him how you want him to do it. As long as I feel like I do those things correctly, then I think it's fair for me to be demanding of him, and that's how it was going to be. And I thought Mark accepted that philosophy. I thought he took it as a challenge, and he understands that that's kind of the standard that he'll be held to, is that, hey, we're going to teach you how to do it, and then we're going to make sure that you know that's the only way that will be acceptable. And so he's approached every day, as far as meetings, practice, and even the extra work that he's done, with just that attitude.
When we installed the quarterback sneak, I had never seen it installed with such detail that Coach Lazor did it. It was always just kind of, it's a quarterback sneak. It's like, what else is there to it? You take the snap and you just lunge forward and get the yard, whatever. But, and he actually quizzed us on us too. What is the proper technique of the quarterback sneak? So, securing the ball first and then taking a lateral step, taking it to the tighter of the techniques of the defensive tackles, and then shoulders low, eyes up, and driving your legs. So, just very, very detail-oriented stuff.
America will go out of the shotgun. Four-man rush again for USC. He slings it over the middle. That's a first down. Torchia makes the catch, breaks the tackle.
Mark Verica, as a senior quarterback, is the guy who's had the most experience playing college football. He's had some stretches where he's really been a productive college quarterback and has really approached the whole process in exactly the right way. Not only the way he's worked hard mentally at learning this offense, but also the way he's approached the whole offense and the team as a leader, and being elected a captain by his teammates shows that they recognize the work he's done. I think the future is bright for Mark, and I think it's going to work out great.
Running back Perry Jones is off to a great start this season. Let's check out some of his best plays.
High formation out of the gates. Verica is under center. He will hand it off straight ahead. Perry Jones has daylight, slips a tackle at the 30. He's still going to the 45, across midfield, all the way down to the Richmond 39. Now the I formation, he's going to hand the ball off to Jones. Jones with daylight races ahead across the 25 to the 15. He's inside of the 10, finally cut down at the 6-yard line of USC.
I think I told Coach London when we first met him and we had to set up a meeting with him, I told him that I think that if I got a true shot to compete for the job, and I told him I would try my best to do it. And going to spring ball, I was the number 2, so I just went out and practiced like I had to prove something every day.
Now he's going to dump it off out of the backfield. Jones makes the catch on his feet across the 20, racing down the sideline, just barely pushed out of bounds at the last moment.
Perry Jones can probably do everything.
Off to Jones. Jones tries the left side, breaks a tackle, cuts it to the inside, slips a tackle across the 30 to the 29.
Excellent receiver, very physical runner, good speed and change of direction. But more importantly, he's a great worker, has a great work ethic, has a lot of character. He always gives his best, always. And there's never a down day.
Cavalier fans, join me, Dave Kane, the voice of the Cavaliers at the Kroger on Rio Road in Charlottesville from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for your chance to win an autographed football from head coach Mike London. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by UVA Health Systems.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Track All-American Stephanie Garcia is having a busy semester, winning cross-country races while working on a master's degree in English literature.
My mother would always take us to the track on afternoons when we were just at home or on the weekends, and she would run us around because she ran when she was in high school, so it was important to her that we did that too. And I always had fun, and so I think just my competitive spirit and my early passion that was instilled in me through my mom, that's brought me where I am today. I love cross country for the team aspect of it because there are 7 girls on that course and you're running for each other. And no matter, it's a 6K, that's pretty long. And running up those hills, it's grueling. It's definitely tough. And there are times when you're exhausted and you think, I could just stop. But then you think of all your teammates in front of you and behind you and right next to you, and you think, no, I'm doing this for these girls. We're doing this together because everyone on this course is hurting just as badly, but they're still going for this common goal. And that's what I really love about cross country. The steeplechase is incredible. It's the most fun that anyone can ever have running. I will never be satisfied running a flat race on the track again. You have to be an athlete to do that. I'm here to use all of my body and to really just challenge myself overall on the track. You do have to be a little bit stronger. It's a mix between being a mid-distance girl who's doing the mile or the 800 and has to be really strong, or a long-distance girl who has to have that endurance and that patience. I have to have all of that, and I can't get away with slacking on my weightlifting or slacking on my sprints or my longer runs. I have to be keyed in for all of that to be a great steeplechaser. But it's worth it when you get on the line and you're racing with your teammates and you have the Virginia or the USA on your chest, and it means a lot more. So all those solitary runs, it's it's worth it. And I like to think when I run. I get the best ideas for school papers or anything when I'm running. So it's time for myself sometimes that I don't always get. When I came here to UVA, I wanted to take every advantage of every opportunity that was presented to me. So my first year, I started writing for the Cav Daily. I became an editor, did that for 2 years, and finished up through my 4th year. I ended up doing a double major with English and government and spent 4 years doing that, and it was so much fun. And then I decided to come back for a 5th year. So I decided to apply for the master's program in English, and I got in, and one of the best departments in the country. It's a fabulous program, and I felt really honored to be accepted and to be able to keep studying with these professors I had studied with as an undergraduate. I've always was interested in doing internships over the summer, so in 2008 I got an internship with this local newspaper called The Hook. I loved it so much, and I fit in so well there that I didn't ever want to stop, and they let me just keep hanging around. And so now I've been working there for about going on 3 years now, and it's fantastic. It's such great experience, and it keeps me very busy, but it's totally worth it. It's what I want to be doing, besides the running and the studying.
Our volleyball team hosted in-state rival Virginia Tech on Friday. Let's check out the match story.
What we take from this is knowing that we played well enough to win, but again, it's just making errors at the wrong time will cost you. And I liked our effort, I liked our focus. It just comes down to execution. Simone has a wonderful serve, and when she can have rhythm in what she does, it's a pretty difficult serve to pass, that's for sure. And it can run strings of points for us, which she did in that second set. And unfortunately, winning one set doesn't make a match. And we didn't have the same level of serving that we did toward the end of this match as we did in the beginning of the match. Again, we were good enough tonight, but not good enough at the right times. And I think they know what we need to improve upon. And we'll get back in the gym and continue getting better.
Coming up after the break. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
Our football team put in some serious work getting ready for the 2010 season. Here's a look inside our conditioning program with strength coach Brandon Horgan.
During the summer, once they're released from spring practice, any workouts that they do or anything that they're doing is of a voluntary nature, and strength coach Brandon Horgan becomes kind of the head coach.
All this crap right here, that's what's going to signify the summer. Sprint!
That time is valuable for us to get them in shape, so when the season comes, they're ready to go.
It's about to get real ugly out here.
It's pretty intense.
Let's go! Run it, finish!
Then he'll throw a curveball at us every once in a while. We might do something a little unconventional, like go run at a hill or something like that. O-Hill.
O-Hill. Probably the hardest workout I've done in my life. That's the best, worst feeling in the world.
Super, super steep hill, like probably 200 yards.
That was the one workout that I felt like they really got it. They really got the whole premise of learning how to work, learning how to come together, learning how to finish.
Call your team on right now. They need your help. They need your help. They need your help. Don't be selfish.
Coach Horgan has a lot of workouts for us. I'd probably say the worst was in the sand pit. Sand pit's a beast.
It was unbelievable. It might have been the hardest workout I've ever done since I've been here at UVA.
I'm usually a loud person out there while we're working out, and I got kind of quiet that day, just preserving energy.
Basically, your legs are just quivering halfway through, and I said, something good to this.
Don't quit! Don't quit on me now!
I don't think they really like it too much. No.
It was brutal.
I always try to just fuel the fire. I think that those guys take that to heart because they're the ones that are gonna have to dedicate their time to lift and to run and to come with a mindset of, you're not gonna break me, coach.
Each week, we gradually just got more conditioned, and when it got harder, everyone just pushed each other like, okay, we can do this, picked each other up, and I think that's when everything just came together.
I think it was definitely just being a family, because having 130 players on a team, it's hard to get to know everyone, and I feel like this summer really did it.
We building the wall brick by brick. So when the wall gets strong, ain't nobody break through it.
It was a great workout summer. We did a lot of good things, and the guys made a lot of progress, made a lot of gains in their strength and power. So it'll be exciting to see if we can translate that to the field.
In other Cavalier sports action this week,
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. We'll be back next week with more stories, features, and coverage of our football game against VMI. Until then, go Hoos.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico, the Virginia Athletics Foundation, the Virginia Lottery, and by UVA Health Systems.